hai lời mà thì kính chào tất cả quý vị thiền sinh thân mến. Thì hôm nay thầy đến đây để chia sẻ với toàn thể các vị thiền sinh một đề tài là Bồ Tát sợ nhân, chúng sanh sợ quả. Qua buổi chuyện qua cái bài kinh 42 kinh Pháp Cú, đó là thường chúng ta sợ Bồ Tát thì sợ cái nhân, chúng sanh thì sợ quả. Các vị Bồ Tát, các vị có sự tu hành giác ngộ nên Ngài có đầy đủ từ bi và trí tuệ, cho nên Ngài thấy rõ cái nguyên nhân gây ra đau khổ, cũng như thấy rõ nguyên nhân đưa đến an lạc, an vui. Cho nên các Ngài sợ cái nhân. Nên là khi chúng ta ban đầu chúng ta làm cái gì thì nhân thiện hơn nhân ác. Nhân ác là các Ngài sợ Ngài không làm, các Ngài làm nhân lành. Thì khi mình làm cái nhân lành thì cái quả an lạc nó sẽ đến. Và chúng sanh thì sợ quả, khi chúng sanh bị đau khổ, như những cái khổ đau đến với mình mới sợ, mới tìm cách để mà thoát khổ.
He says, welcome to tonight. Welcome to tonight discussion on the Dhammapada. Tonight's subject is karma. So generally, lay people like ourselves, we worry about bad karma, right? Karma that's based on our misdeed. Right? So generally, we are only reactive after we've done something. So we're worried about the karma, bad karma that may come to us based on our action or our thought or our speech. But the Bodhisattva, they look right beyond that. They are worried more about the seed of karma. So they always have to watch the mind. Watch what seeds are in the mind, because the seed is the beginning of action or speech, right? If you have bad thoughts, that seed is there. So what they do, they focus more on the seed by watching the mind, so that they don't have to go through the whole process of misdeed and have to worry about karma. So oftentimes when we practice, lay people, we just practice based on the result of our action, versus the Bodhisattva precedes that. The Bodhisattva are always aware of what's in the mind. They're more focused on that. So therefore they never have to worry about their action, because they pacify all the bad seeds before it becomes an action or speech, or thoughts. Right?
Qua câu kinh Pháp Cú thứ 42 là cái hại của kẻ thù gây ra cho kẻ thù, hay quan gia đối với quan gia cũng không bằng cái hại của tâm niệm hướng về hành vi tà ác gây ra cho mình. Thì qua cái bài kinh Pháp Cú thứ 42 thì Đức Phật Ngài dạy cho đệ tử của Ngài nói về cái hại của kẻ thù đối với mình, hay là quan gia đối với quan gia không bằng cái tâm niệm tà ác của mình. Cho nên khi chúng ta tu và chúng ta ngồi thiền
Okay, so similar to that, verse 42 of the Dhammapada, an all-will disposed mind is the greatest enemy. So it says, whatever harm a foe may do to a foe, or a hater to a hater, yet an ill-directed mind can do oneself far greater harm. So similarly, everybody have a question about that? Does it make sense? Right? So, foe do to a foe. Let's say you have an enemy. The worst thing they can do is just harm you physically, right? Overtly, or brings you stress, right? Same thing with haters. And once the action happens, you may forget. So you only suffer momentarily. Right? But an ill-will, uncontrolled mind can bring greater harm. How? Anybody can think of how that can happen? Anybody? Any example? Yes?
It affects our body, like all the tensions, and if we really observe our sensation, we can see it's a burning and it's not. So we're already harming ourselves. The more we do, the worse it gets.
Ill will or ill mind can last a long time, right?
Câu hỏi gì?
You, yeah. Trả lời. How you suffer, something happens in your life and you ruminate about it and you consider it suffer, right? So let's say someone, let's say you hate someone for some reason, and what happens? You go to sleep, it's still in your mind, right? You wake up the next morning, it may still be in your mind until somehow you're able to pacify it, or you forget momentarily. But whenever you see that person, that thought's going to come back up, right? Yes.
Or maybe you can't sleep.
Exactly, you can't sleep, right? So you just lay there throughout the night ruminating about, how you're going to get back at this person, right? So you create more ill will as you do, if you don't watch your mind, pacify the mind. So that's why it brings great harm. Right? And then when that happens physically, what happens? You have stress. So stress hormone, right? It affects the rest of your body. So, immune system. Weakens your immune system.
Các thiền sinh thường ở nhà có thời gian ngồi thiền không?
Who has a home practice, meditation practice, regular home meditation practice? Anyone? So, does anyone here practice your meditation regularly at home?
Thì thường ngày chúng ta tu là chúng ta giữ gìn từng tâm niệm của mình, đừng để cho tâm niệm mình hướng về cái hành vi tả. Đó là chúng ta tu.
So to practice, it's not just to sit down and quietly. When we're practicing, we're watching our mind. We're watching those bad seeds. It's the seed of the thought seed that may create that karma, right? But that's only a small part of your daily life. What you really need to do is try to incorporate that practice, the practice of awareness and watching your mind throughout the day. That's where you're going to benefit the most. That's where you're going to, because you're in contact with people, with conditions that may not be, that may be challenging, or may not be lacking. That's when you start to create the bad seeds in your mind. And that can proliferate into bad action, thoughts. And so part of the meditation practice, when we sit down, there's less distraction, so we can focus more. We're training the mind to have this concentration and awareness, so that in our daily life, as we live, as we go about our daily life, we continue that, we're more sensitive and we're more aware of our actions in mind, so that we can stop ill will or misdeed before it happens. That's where you're going to get benefit from your meditation. So meditation isn't just sitting down. You should try to use the sitting meditation, incorporate in your life so it becomes a living meditation.
Cho nên chúng ta trở về đây tu thiền, chúng ta nhìn hiểu tâm niệm của mình, mọi cái ý nghĩ của mình đều là hướng về hành vi thiện, hành vi tốt, thì sẽ đưa đến an vui. Còn nếu mà tâm niệm chúng ta hướng về cái tâm niệm ác, tà ác, thì chúng ta dễ làm, dễ nói cái hành vi tà ác. Từ chỗ đó thì chúng ta sẽ nhận cái quả đau khổ. Cho nên chúng ta tu và chúng ta nhìn hiểu tâm niệm của mình hướng về hành vi ý nghĩ cũng như cái hành vi thiện, hành vi tốt. Đó là chúng ta biết tu.
Another part of the practice that will help you to have less suffering in your life is, how we practice meditation, we're just aware of our thoughts, mind. Complement to that, what we should also do is take the time to contemplate good deeds or good thoughts. So as you think about it, what's in your mind, what goes in your mind stays there until there's the right condition when that seed grows. So if you think, it's an example of watching a violent movie, right? Those are the seeds that are going to be there, ready when the right condition occurs that create a violent action or a violent speech. Right? So less that of that, and then work on, like, for example, volunteering, doing something good for society, for others, is good seeds for karma, for good karma. Awareness alone itself is not the only thing within our practice. Sometimes just to sit down and realize what you have, right? To be happy with what you have, right? So you're creating happy thoughts, happy seeds, and be appreciative of others. And when we say others here, it's not just other people that you know, people that you don't even know, that contribute to what you have. Right? For example, you wear your shoes. Where does that come from? Who made those shoes? What living being was sacrificed? That had to be sacrificed for that shoe to be made. So we're moving into deeper awareness of our surrounding, of our environment, of ourselves, and how we're connected to each other, to the rest of the world, and how our action may bring harm to others. And then, concentrate on appreciation. So do both. The practice of meditation, practice of awareness, concentration, and also lessen bad seed karma, and take in more of good seed karma through action or through contemplation.
Anh nói tóm lại, Đức Phật dạy kẻ thù gây ra cho cái hại của kẻ thù gây ra cho kẻ thù, hay là cái hại của quan gia đối với quan gia cũng không bằng cái hại của tâm hướng về hành vi tà ác cho mình. Thì kẻ thù hại kẻ thù á, thì chỉ trong thời gian ngắn vài chục năm thì chúng ta gặp kẻ thù thì hại nhau được thôi, rồi đau và thôi rồi kết liễu mạng sống hay đó. Rồi quan gia đối với quan gia gặp nhau thì ta với ánh mắt, với hành động, với lời nói cử chỉ để làm tổn hại nhau mà cũng không bằng cái hại là tâm niệm của mình hướng về những cái hành vi tả. Tại vì cái tâm niệm mình hướng về hành vi tả thì nó sẽ làm cho thân, miệng và ý mình, nó sẽ làm cho mình đau khổ tự trong tâm của mình. Mình muốn hại ai, mình muốn làm tổn thương ai, muốn vì danh lợi chiếm đoạt của người, thì trước khi mình làm tổn hại người thì ngay trong tâm mình đã bất an, lo lắng rồi. Cho nên mình tu, mình sợ cái nhân ngay trong tâm đầu. Còn cái quả đau khổ đến với mình, như người khác đến nói hoặc làm mình tổn hại về mặt tinh thần cũng như về mặt vật chất, khi đến đó chỉ là cái quả do mình tạo. Cho nên mình tu, mình biết sợ cái nhân xấu như ác, mà sợ là sợ ngay nơi trong tâm của mình. Trong tâm của mình nó mới vừa muốn khởi lên, nó khởi trong lòng của mình khởi lên, mình biết mình tu, mình ngồi thiền, mình biết là làm chủ, nghe như vừa muốn tâm khởi lên mà mình thấy nó ác, nó xấu, chúng ta dừng ngay nơi đó. Đó là chúng ta tiến với một cuộc nữa là chúng ta là Bồ Tát, chúng ta là vị giác đệ tử của Phật. Khi chúng ta tu là chúng ta tập làm người giác ngộ. Cho nên mỗi lần khi chúng ta ngồi thiền, mỗi cái tâm niệm xấu ác nó khởi lên, chúng ta dừng, chúng ta không bị tiếp. Chúng ta mỗi lần như vậy, mỗi cái nhân mà nó vừa khởi lên, chúng ta thấy nhân xấu như ác, chúng ta ngưng, chúng ta không cho nó phát triển. Cái nhân lành nhân thiện chúng ta đang làm, chúng ta tiếp tục làm cho nó tới nơi tới chốn. Đó là chúng ta biết tu. Khi chúng ta biết giữ gìn tâm niệm của mình hướng về cái tâm niệm lành, tâm niệm thiện thì đưa đến kết quả an vui. Nếu mà chúng ta hướng cái tâm về tâm niệm, chúng ta hướng về tâm tà ác thì chúng ta sẽ đau khổ. Cho nên người biết tu là chúng ta hướng tâm niệm, chúng ta không hướng về tâm niệm tà ác, thì hướng về tâm niệm thiện, tâm niệm tốt, và tâm niệm chúng ta tu nhớ tới Tam Bảo, nhớ tới Phật, nhớ tới Pháp, nhớ tới Tăng, rồi ứng dụng theo lời Phật dạy, bỏ ác làm lành. Thì khi chúng ta bỏ ác làm lành từ trong tâm niệm tới cái thân và tới cái lời nói chúng ta đều là làm một thiện, thì chúng ta sẽ được an lạc ngay hiện tại và tương lai, không có bị đau khổ nếu chúng ta biết tu ngay trong tâm của mình.
So, back to verse 42. The Bhagavad says, "Yet an ill-directed mind can do oneself far greater harm." Talk about how what to do when you're sitting in meditation. When you sit in meditation, all kind of thought comes up. Most of them you can't control. Right? It could be good thought, bad thoughts that when you stress. The most important thing is whatever thought that comes up, particularly ill will, bad seed from bad seed. You got to stop it right away. Pacify it right away. Don't let it continue. Don't let it proliferate, because the seeds of thought can create other seeds of thought as well. Right? The mind runs amok, wanders off out of one thought and creates a story out of it. And do you remember when you had a bad thought about somebody, and all of a sudden you have these whole stories about that person? And you start to label that person this way, that way. And who suffers when that happens? At that moment. You suffer, right? You get angry. So you create more anger for yourself. So you're the first one that suffers. That person is not suffering, he's not there, right? So we need to pass that quickly. So who has an idea of how you do that? Yeah. The mindful living?
And he was talking about like a mother
Caring.
That was about fear, but I'm not sure.
Right. It's the same. So what she said is that she listened to Thich Nhat Hanh teaching on how to deal with fear. So if fear comes up, right, the thought of fear comes up, what do you do? You look at it as if it's a crying baby. You take care of it. Meaning confront it and just watch the fear. Watch the fear. What happens is a thought comes up and it creates fear, right? It has an unpleasant feeling that goes along with that. When we cannot separate ourselves, we think we are that fear. So we say to ourselves, I am. Right? If you are that, then you can't get rid of it. Because you have to get rid of yourself to get rid of what you're suffering from. Right? So what you want to do is, if you see that, there will be a moment of awareness. Take that moment, separate yourself from that. Okay? Start to practice anything that comes up, whether it's fear, anxiety, anger, any type of thought. Know that it is only a state of mind, nothing else. It is not you. You are not your thought, right? You are not your fear. You are not your anger. So practice looking at your thought in that way. When you see your thought, then you are not the thought. You are the consciousness that's recognizing what's in your mind. That in itself separates you from the seed of suffering. And then from there, you have the opportunity to choose how you deal with it. Right? And the best way to deal with it is to accept it first. Recognize it, don't judge, no judging. Because it's only a state of mind, it doesn't last forever. The right condition comes up, breaks that thought or that stress, right? When the condition is not there anymore, it will go by itself. All you need to do is be a witness to that. See it through. Don't push it away, because when you push it away, you're in your subconscious mind, you're thinking that it's a real thing that is part of you. That's why you're pushing it away. Right? It's only a state. So I even would go even further. Any type of state, you observe, you watch until it goes away. So what happens there is what you are experiencing is you are experiencing the process of impermanence. Right? One of the practices is seeing impermanent. One of the practice or one of the enlightenment is experiencing and witnessing and seeing impermanent. And that's how you see impermanent. It comes up, you see it, you watch it. So we're not pushing away, we're not trying to hide from it, we're not running away. In that, if we practice that way, then we're always in the present moment. Right? You have to be present to deal with something in the present moment. If you run away, mind go to the future or the past, you're not going to be able to do that. Right? So watch it, see it, see its lifetime. Witness the impermanent of each phenomenon, each state. And they're all states, even good states. A state that brings you pleasure is still only a state. Don't get attached to it. Right? Because if you get attached to a good state, eventually it will become anger. It will become a bad state. That's what you recognize it as bad. Why? Because it feels so good, you want to keep it, and when it's not there, then there's that anxiety of I want more. Or next time you said, why can't I get to that state anymore? And as you continue to do that, then anger will manifest. And then when anger manifests, then delusion comes after that. Then what that means is you don't know what's going on in your mind, and you're trapped in the mind. Does that make sense?
Cảm ơn tất cả quý vị lắng nghe và chúc quý vị có một cuộc sống hạnh phúc và bình an.
So we wish you good night and next time, do it again.